And the country our economy has been destroyed, and we really need to get this out of the way.
You accepted to admit mass murder in order to get out of sanctions?
We never. No.
Is this what you're telling the audience?
The majority of Libyans, 99.9%, always believe it and still believe that we are innocent of this as a country.
All right.
And Mr. Magana is innocent. Thank you.
All right, Professor Fetouri, thank you very much indeed. Now, please, could I ask Guma El-Gamaty to speak for the motion?
Thank you, Tim. I am here to argue that there is a very important principle and rule here that we should uphold, and that is the rule of law and due process of law. I'm here to argue that it is absolutely wrong to appease totalitarian oppressive regime and to give in to their political and economical blackmail, and basically to release a man based on a deal, a dirty business deal between the British government and the Libyan regime. I feel really sorry for Abdel Basit al-Megrahi. He is probably a victim of his own masters in his own regime who has used him. However, remember that Abdel Basit al-Megrahi fought very hard for many years through his lawyers to have the opportunity to go before the Scottish court again, which has highest integrity, and we respect its independence and integrity, and have his case heard again. And yet, at the last minute, he completely dropped that. Surely, if he is confident of his innocence, why would he miss a golden chance and probably the final chance to clear his name and go home as an innocent, free man? Instead, Abdel Basit al-Megrahi went home as a convicted mass murderer. That's what the whole world knows now. That is what officially on the status books. And his children and great-children will carry that scar forever, and also my country, Libya, will always be held responsible for that crime. What is really needed, the most important basic human right that Abdel Basit al-Megrahi needed, was for him to have as a priority the best medical care he could have for his cancer condition. That would be in Scotland, in a hospital in Scotland, and not in Libya, where there is absolutely no health care and it's very dire and very poor. Secondly, his family and children who lived in Glasgow, very close to his prison for many years and saw him regularly, could be there at his bedside while he's having treatment. In just one final sentence, what he should have done is taken the chance to clear his name in front of a Scottish court, and probably would have been living, and that process could have been going now and concluded very quickly, then go home as a free man. Then I would be very happy for him and support him and congratulate him on that. That is my case.
Guma El-Gamaty, thank you very much indeed. You said that the law wasn't upheld. It was upheld. He was tried, he was convicted, he was imprisoned under Scottish law, and he was released as Scottish law allows for. Law was upheld there.
He was released on a compassion ground influence.
Which the law provides for.
Yes, but he went home as a convicted killer. And Libya is
You keep repeating that, but I'm saying that the law allows for it. The procedures of the law of Scotland were followed in this case. Law wasn't junked. He wasn't simply just let out on a whim and turned away. There was perfect provision within the Scottish statutes for letting him out.
Tim, I never said that. I said...
You said the law wasn't upheld.
No, I never said that. I said a better option would have been for him to clear his name in the same courts that convicted him, and then go home as an innocent, free person and clear the country, Libya, as well.
And what about the dirty business deals? Where's your evidence of dirty business deals?
There is overwhelming plenty of evidence published.
Well, give us one. Give us one.
Okay.
The audience might like to hear what these dirty business deals were. If you've got some proof.
The deal has...
So far it's all hearsay.
No, it's not. It's well documented.
Oh, really?
The deal that has been... Okay, would you like me to say? The deal that has been concluded by British Petroleum with Libya in 2007 for BP to have exploration rights in Libya, and a deal worth $950 million and huge exploration rights for BP. That means they could tap into huge oil and gas fields in Libya. That was signed in 2007.
So the deal happened. Where was the connection with al-Megrahi? You say it was signed in 2007?
It was only happened when, after Tony Blair and the British government made an implicit promised that the release and return of Abdul Basit al-Megrahi will be considered and will be included in the prison transfer agreement.
Guma El-Gamaty, we have to stop you there. This is hearsay. Thank you very much indeed.
Not hearsay.
Jim Swire, let me now ask you, please, to speak against the motion.
I'm the father of Flora Swire, who was aged 23, a brilliant young doctor, murdered on her way to visit her American boyfriend for Christmas. Lockerbie was revenge, and exactly who was getting revenge is still open to discussion, because we have heard about the doubts surrounding the trial. Until the trial started, I believed that I would go into that court to hear two of the murderers of my daughter condemned, rightly, to the rest of their lives in prison. I've had a terrible 20 years. It's been like being a dog under a table where all you can get at is the crumbs that drop off the edge. But during the trial, it was as though the table was suddenly made of glass, and I could see, distorted perhaps, upside down perhaps, some of the things that were part